Hello everyone, welcome back to Gent Watches. Today we will be watching Season 3, Episode 10 of Kaguya-sama Lover's War. So, today we continue with the Dual Confessions arc, the Culture Festival arc, and I'm very excited. I am also, I don't know, like, I have this strange feeling because when you're in the middle of a major arc, but what you're waiting for in the major arc is something that you feel like has to be at the end of the major arc, and you feel like this episode has to be not the end of the major arc, then it's the in-between episodes could be amazing, but waiting for them, like sitting there before watching them, is an odd feeling. It's like if you were watching a shonen of some sort, like a battle shonen, right? And it was like Punch Man versus Kick Boy part 1, right? And then you saw on Crunchyroll that part 2, part 3, and part 4 are the next episodes. Then you'd get up to part 2 and part 3, and you would be like, yeah, I mean, it might be an awesome battle, but I know the battle's not going to end here. So, like, it's a weird feeling. That's how I'm kind of feeling here, because what I'm waiting for is the confession, and that's what they're building up. And so it's almost harder for me to enjoy the Culture Festival part, even though the Culture Festival is so exciting and great. And any other time with Kaguya-sama, I would be super excited about a Culture Festival arc. But just the fact that the confession feels so close means I'm just really nervous about that, and I just want to be on the episodes where that's happening. But I don't think that's going to be until like episode 12, 13. How many episodes are there of Kaguya-sama? Let's see how many there's going to be. Real quick, there are going to be 13, I believe. So that means, yeah, 10, 11, 12, 13. Whoa! So there are 3 episodes before the final episode? Okay, maybe the confession, I don't think they can do the arc for that long, can they? Man, I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to jump into it and find out. I was going to do a recap of last episode, but I talked too much. So this episode just came out 14 minutes ago as I'm recording this video. So it's all fresh. I haven't seen literally anything, no screenshots, no nothing. So I am excited. Let's get into episode 10 of season 3 of Kaguya-sama Lover's War. Oh, is this like the horror house backstory? Maybe? Hoshi. Okay. Why are they scaring me? Why are they scaring me? Maki, don't. Yeah. Aww. Wow. That is terrifying and really well done. Yeah, I think so. Whoa, they're doing it! I need to have both my earphones on for this episode. They're doing it! Oh! That's so great. Makihara. Aww. Oh, that is scary. Oh my god. Is this just showing the type of thing you're experiencing with the sound? Why are they doing this to Miko? What are they doing to Miko? Alright. Of course not. Oh my god. I don't know. Maybe she would be. Normally that sort of stuff is turned on its head, but Tsubame might be like that. Is that Nagisa and... Yeah. Oh, poor Maki. What? Miko! That is so unfair. Kashiwagi and her boyfriend ruined it for them. I can't believe it. Is the president himself. This is an interesting development. It's good though. Someone like Shirogane other than Kaguya. That might help his confidence if he knows that. Not anymore. Yeah. Not anymore. Not everyone's as stubborn and... Here he is! Oh, she's adjusting her hair. That is so cute. Juggle some beanbags. I want to show her how terrible you are. Oh. Nice. Whoa. Is he actually really good at it? Whoa. Whoa. Shirogane showing off. She's such a brat. Aww. Aww. Moya's so cute. Akira is so good at designing female characters. And male characters. Just character design in general. Yeah, no, you can't do that. Oh. Oh. No, don't be mean to Moya. She's so sweet. Had to change strategies halfway through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's Kaguya's fetish. She likes the same things about him. Oh. Oh. She's getting to fangirl about her crush. But it's the same person, so... Oh, it's just exceeded her animosity. That's good. Okay, if it stays like this, that'd be cute. She cursed it though. Oh, I forgot Moeha was messed up as well. I really forgot that when on the shopping trip they showed that. It kind of did. Oh, well, she did get scared by it. Yes! Whoa. That's that big? Whoa. Nope, you have it. Give it. Oh, and it's a heart-shaped cookie. And she knows about the heart. Yeah. She was the one who told it to Kaguya. Yeah, Ishigami doesn't know. She's so cute. But okay. That's an appropriate reaction. I'm shaking. That's true. Is he gonna have to convince Tsubame that it's the right thing to do? I'm actually shaking. I don't know if you can see it. I doubt you can. It's very subtle. Oh my gosh. That's so true. That's really true. It probably wouldn't happen like that, but it's definitely something to think of. Oh my god, don't ask her. She's got incredible biases. And a terrible judge of character. Okay. Can someone list Chika's flaws for her, please? Self-deprecation. That's the main one. Yep. Yeah, I was surprised by her saying that. Yeah, she's getting worse. The Chica subtitle was so funny. Oh my god, that can't have been 20 minutes. Seriously. That is not 20 minutes. That is not 20 minutes. Give me my full-length episodes. What? What's happening? Okay. I didn't think there would be an after credit scene. I wasn't expecting an after credit scene for this, and then an after credit scene that was that inconsequential. I mean, maybe it's consequential. I'm sure that is going to tie into the balloons being gone is going to tie into future storylines, but it's like it's not exactly a cliffhanger, you know. Oh, okay, all right. So okay, I see what they're doing. They're playing the clever game because the confession is obviously going to be the end of the arc if that happens, right? But to make it still interesting, we have this other confession in the middle, where this middle confession is important for the end of the confession. So seeing the progress on this is very important. So I think Tsubame is already 90% of the way there. Like, I think it's very natural to, if someone asks you out, to say, can I have some time to think about it? And like, that is extraordinarily natural. So I don't think that's a sign of like, I don't think that's a sign that she's 50-50 on it. I think that's just a sign that she is not 100% on it, which is natural if it's something that she hadn't even really considered. Like, it's very possible that she didn't even consider Ishigami as a potential romantic partner, not because, like, you know, necessarily he's unattractive or unappealing in any way, but just like she has her own life going on. And sometimes you don't think of people as potential romantic partners until you do, you know? That happens sometimes. Sometimes it takes that moment of them maybe them asking you out, or maybe a certain thing happening, and then you're like, huh, this person could be someone I'd want to be with. So this could be that moment where Tsubame has had this thing now trigger her to think about Ishigami in that way, but she can't do that all in 5 seconds, so she needs time. But I think she is pretty close to there, but it's hard to tell. And this is why I really feel for Ishigami, because for someone like, this is also why I feel for Kaguya, because for someone like Tsubame and someone like Shirogane, these are people who are so kind to everyone. Like, Tsubame is the popular girl who everyone likes, and she likes everyone. And she goes around and talks to everyone as she goes. Everyone says, hi, Tsubame, as she passes by, you know. She's incredibly beautiful. So, of course, if she's being nice to you, of course, you're not going to think she has a crush on me. You're going to think she's doing the exact same thing she does with literally everyone else. This is why everyone likes her, right? I know this. I know this feeling well of having absolutely no idea if a person is interested in you because you like them because they're a good person, but them being a good person is exactly what makes it so hard to read them. Because if they were a bad person or a mundane person, but they were really, really kind to you and like their mood switched whenever they talk to you, that's a pretty good sign that they like you. It's a pretty good sign. But if they're always smiley and cute and laughing with people, and every conversation you hear them having, they're, you know, doing a lot of giggling, a lot of laughing, a lot of joking around with them, and then they come to your conversation and they're doing the same thing, you're just another person to them. Maybe you're not. Maybe in their mind, when they come up to you, their heart's pounding and they're really excited and they like you a lot, but you don't know that because you can't read them, and they don't want to be read anyway. Generally, like, you know, I don't want people to read me and who I like, you know. That's I try to be nice to everyone, I hope. But it's hard to tell. Sometimes, you know, I might not come off as 100% nice to some people, and not because I don't like them, but just because I talk to different people differently because of their energy levels, like matching people's energy levels. So, but I always hope that I'm, like, I even want people that I don't like to like me. So I'm nice. I try to be nice to everyone. But yeah, that makes Tsubame hard to read. So I don't know if she likes Ishigami, but I think she does. Especially her reaction to it did feel like, for a second, she was like, oh my God, I'm in love. And then it's like she dialed herself back and was like, wait, don't jump to just saying yes. So yeah, it's hard to tell. I just wrote down Makihara because we have Makihara as the tabletop game club person, and someone in the comments of the last video mentioned Makihara. I believe this is the person you mentioned because her name is Maki, and I last time made a joke about how there's Miku in the show because there was the Hatsune Miku cosplay, and then there's Miko and there's Maki, and now there's another Maki. Because she was part of the tabletop games club the whole time, and I just didn't know her name. But her name's Makihara, and she is a little bit crazy. a little bit weird. And yeah, I'm not 100% on board with the character because she basically tortured Miko for a long period of time. But and for nothing as well, because Miko's screaming the entire time. Yeah, there's nothing much I needed to talk about that. I just needed to bring it up. The juggling thing was really funny. It's cute having Moeha in this and someone who really likes Shirogane, because as I said while the episode was going on, that sort of thing is good for your confidence. If, like, I know it's a really sad situation when someone likes you and you don't like them back. It's a very sad situation, but there is positives that you can get out of that, and it's sad for both parties. Like, both people are kind of victims in a way of that. Not victim doesn't mean anyone did anything wrong. Nobody did anything wrong, but they're both victims in that thing, because the person who is being liked has to let someone down, and the pressure and the weight of it, like, is all. I've been on both sides of this, by the way, so I'm speaking on experience of being both sides of this. You don't want to let that person down, you know. At the same time, the person who likes him obviously is the one being let down. So being the one who likes someone with no reciprocation, that hurts a lot more, I would say. So not to downplay them. Two people can be victims and one person can still feel more pain. Because the person who is liked, the thing about them is at least they get the understanding that there is somebody who does like them, you know? Now, of course, that sometimes comes with the fear of, like, but what if they're the only person and I'm turning them down? That's always fair to have, but it's just good to know that there's someone who sees you that way. So because of that, Moeha's inclusion in the story could be good for Shirogane if Shirogane sees that Moeha likes him, you know? And that could be a good way to do it. And it would be very sad for Moeha, but I don't know how, like, her crush is very new, and I don't know how serious it is, because yeah, it's a very new crush, and she's, you know, it might be her first crush. She's pretty young, so it might be the first major crush she's had, so it makes sense. Something I want to say about Chika, because Chika is a character that I think I'm very hard on Chika, especially in the later episodes, because I see, whenever people talk about Kaguya-sama, I see a lot of people seeing Chika as the voice of reason in the show, which is understandable to think that, but also I think a kind of dangerous attitude to have towards Chika, because Aka, the writer of Kaguya-sama, I don't believe he sees Chika as the voice of reason. I don't believe he writes Chika as the voice of reason. She is just as crazy and flawed as the rest of them. All of them are majorly flawed. Every main character is majorly flawed on purpose. They're written that way on purpose to have these absolutely massive flaws in them. And Chika isn't this perfect girl, but I think the thing is, Chika started the show being seen as the show's cute airhead, right? And it kind of did the opposite of Flanderization, this show, which I guess is just called character development. But it's not really character development. It's more like we learned more about Chika over time. But if you, like, Flanderization, if you don't know, named after Ned Flanders in The Simpsons. I'm sure most of you have heard the term before, but for those who haven't, named after Ned Flanders in The Simpsons, because in the early Simpsons episodes, Ned Flanders was this pretty complex character with, like, struggles with religion. I mean, he was very religious, but there were, like, bits where they showed his struggles with religion, and he had a wife and family, and there was stuff about his grief, and there's, like, a lot of complexity to his character that over time he actually lost all of that and just became like, hi diddly ho neighbor, and the crazy religious guy, you know. So he was turned into a one-dimensional character from this pretty three-dimensional character. Whether I agree with that assessment of the Flanders character, I'm not sure. I haven't actually thought too much about it, but that's where the term comes from. He was flanderized. The flanderization is turning a character into a one-dimensional version. Chika started as almost a one-dimensional character in that she was just a cute airhead. But then as we learned more about her, they kept trying to like, change the tropes. And it's like, oh, she's a master, well, not a master, but she's a very good strategist because she plays board games. She is her parents are diplomats, so she speaks a lot of languages. So she's pretty intelligent, blah, 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 blah. And it builds her up. She's a master piano player. Like, we learn all this stuff about her. So it's like, oh no, she's actually this awesome person who blah, 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 blah. And then we learn more about her that sort of picks holes in it to bring her back down to the a complex character, which we see now. So what we see is she's this character who is very she is very caring towards the people that she loves, but overbearing, and she feels a responsibility to act as their watchdog, their protector, and the person responsible for their flaws. And then because of that, she finds it pertinent for her to point out their flaws to them, and she is completely not self-aware and completely unable to see the flaws in herself. Therefore, she has a bit of an inflated sense of ego, and that inflated sense of ego probably came from her being like a prodigy and blah 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 blah. So because of that, at this point in the show, and they pointed it out in this episode, she's a little bit of an abusive character towards her friends, and that's, I mean, really funny and really like, and it's an intentional character flaw, and I like that it's there. I like that it's a part of the show. I think it's well written. The reason I point it out is because I feel like people, when watching the show, see her as like, well, she's justified in saying these things, oh, she's totally right, he was so bad at volleyball, and it's all because of her that he got better. And yeah, so she deserves to call him trash, and it's like really great that he's tearing him down and stuff. But the point of those scenes isn't Shirogane is such a bad guy, or Shirogane really needs to improve himself. The point of the scenes, I mean, there's a bunch of points of the scenes, but the one of the major points of the scenes was that, I mean, they said at the end of that episode, no one can look at themselves objectively. She is being a major hypocrite in those scenes. So yeah, I just thought that was especially interesting in this episode, and I brought it up in this episode because Chika was talking to Shirogane, and he was saying like, you've been pretty abusive to us lately. I didn't think you would be rooting for Ishigami, especially after she listed all of Ishigami's flaws like that, which is kind of a mean thing to do to your friend. But yeah, anyway, all of this to say, I do hope we get some real Chika development. I would love to see some awesome Chika development where she learns to not do all of those things. And I don't think she needs to be taken down a peg. I think she just needs to be softly nudged in that direction, because she is a very caring person still. She cares about her sister a lot. She does care about her friends, and she was rooting for Ishigami in this episode. So I think it's important to be on her side. She's still a great person. She just has some major flaws that I think we want to work on, just as much as we want to work on all of the other characters' major flaws in this show, like Miko's uptightness, and Shirogane's lack of self-confidence, and Kaguya's evilness at a lot of times, schemingness. Yeah. Anyway, long discussion. I'm sorry. I'm going to wrap it up there. But thank you. If you watched to this point of the video, very good job. You deserve a medal. Make sure to like the video if you did, especially if you watched it to this point in this video. You must have gotten some enjoyment out of it, I hope. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more of these videos and of these types of videos. Subscribing is a very helpful thing to do to the channel, and also comment down below if you liked the reaction, if you liked the episode, what you liked about either of those things, suggestions for the channel, all that sort of stuff can go in the comments below. I do read them, I love them, and they're really great. Especially the Kaguya-sama comments are great as well, because you guys see stuff that I don't, and it's always fun to discuss this show. There's a lot of depth to it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.